I've seen some more updates about TKO's plans going forward. Let's talk about it because I do like this whole situation with TKO boxing coming into the atmosphere, to the stratosphere of boxing, giving boxers another platform to fight on. So, it says, Tom Loeffler's 360 promotions to play integral part of future TKO plans. TKO Boxing's maiden voyage is set to begin September 13th with the blockbuster event headlined by Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford on Netflix. UFC President and CEO Dana White is set to be the frontman promoting the event, which kicks off with press conferences Friday in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and Sunday in New York City at Fanatics Fest. Once Canelo Crawford concludes, TKO Boxing plans to stage 12 events per year for the next 5 years, including up to 4 mega matchups per year. One particular player who will have a prime position shaping the future of TKO Boxing is promoter Tom Loeffler, who has handled the likes of Vitaly and Vladimir Klitschko and Gennady Golovkin since the turn of the century. Loeffler, the founder of 360 Promotions, was the first mover linking up with White and UFC in 2022 when he struck a deal to stream his Hollywood Fight Nights boxing series on UFC Fight Pass. Another installment is scheduled for Saturday, headlined by fast-rising Irish junior middleweight contender Callum Walsh, 13 wins, 0 losses with 11 KOs, taking on Elias Espadas, 23 wins, 6 losses, 1 draw with 16 KOs at Chumash Casino in Santa Ynez, California. Loeffler-linked fighters Kane Sandoval, Umar Dzambekov, Daniel Barrera, Roxy Vodozko, Gor Yuritsian will be showcased on the undercard, and the plan is to have them feature on TKO cards going forward. There are some big plans coming up in the future, Loeffler told The Ring. I can't share much right now, but all of our fighters will be an integral part of the future TKO plans. Callum Walsh will be a huge part of the future TKO plans moving forward. We're really excited about that. Dana White is 100% committed to building boxing, and I support Dana 100%. The cross promotion the fighters are going to get is tremendous. Loeffler said TKO Boxing's blueprint will follow a similar path of UFC. TKO Boxing concept in general is why UFC is so popular, said Loeffler. When fans go to the UFC show, they know they are going to get some great fights. Sometimes the fans don't know the undercard fighters, but they are in tremendous matchups. That's what we've tried to model with our 360 Promotions show. I think that what Dana is going to bring to the table, competitive and exciting fights for the fans. That's why there are very few undefeated fighters in the UFC. If you lose in the UFC, you can still come back in a big fight, and that's the mantra Dana wants to bring for boxing. White has taken a liking to and supported Walsh in recent years, attending his fights in Los Angeles and New York, and even promoting the Irishman's homecoming event last year on the grounds in Dublin. Walsh is also a frequent fixture at UFC and WWE events. I love Callum Walsh, White told The Ring. I love his style. I love the fact that he's willing to take tough fights. And I just liked the kid personally as soon as I was introduced to him. Promoting him is fun for me, and I'm having fun doing it. From Walsh to Loeffler's other linchpin, Sergey Bohachuk, many are looking to land a date on the Canelo Crawford card as TKO Boxing gets underway. A lot of fighters want to get on that show. And if there is a way to get Callum and Sergey on the show, I'd love to do that, said Loeffler. But there isn't anything that has been finalized yet. So, Tom Loeffler is bringing his 360 Promotions to TKO Boxing. So he must have a good amount of fighters over there with 360 Promotions. I remember when this whole link up with UFC Fight Pass came about, and I was wondering, okay, what's going on there? But I knew Tom Loeffler was an OG of the whole promotional game. So I just, was watching and seeing what was going on. And this Callum Walsh guy, He seems to be a good fighter, but he's very young in the game, but they're pushing him heavily. Irish Donny living in America, and they're pushing him to be the man or the face basically of this 360 promotions. We'll see what's going on with this one. This is very intriguing. This is very, very interesting. But I just wanted to touch on this because I know that Tom Loeffler is an OG, and sometimes these guys can get forgotten because the main fighter that they have retires. You know, as in the Klitschko's and Triple G. Them man have retired. So the name of Tom Loeffler isn't ringing in the public as it used to. Within boxing terms, they always know about Tom Loeffler. Tom Loeffler is never under the radar amongst the promoters in boxing. So he's always prominent, but he's not a loud type of man and he's not a brash type of man. But he does do his job well. So that's interesting. And I'm going to look more into this Callum Walsh guy. The one thing I will say is that they have a lot of fighters that you can't pronounce their name. And with them trying to bring boxing to America, this TKO boxing event, this TKO boxing league, it seems like it's going to be based in America. And if you've got all these guys where you can't pronounce their name, I mean, there's Daniel Barrera, he's obviously South America. Kane Sandoval, maybe he's South America. But when you got this Umar Zambekov and Gor Yuretsian, you know what I mean? Who are these guys? Like, you can't even pronounce their names. So it's going to be hard to promote these guys. But, you know, stick with the South Americans and try to get some Americans in there. Roxy Verduzco, the females aren't going away. They're here to stay, it seems like. And I don't know. The more events that they put on, the more they fight, the more their stardom will continue to grow. We are at the changing of the guards situation in boxing, not only with the fighters, but also with the fans. The fans of the 1900s, as these youth man say these days, they're moving on, and the 2000 plus era are here. So that's only going to grow. So we'll see how this goes going forward. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens going forward with this. But let's get this kickoff started now. They've made it official with Crawford Canelo. I'll do a video about that as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video.